Hi there. It's Tom and Tom podcasting as we so often do. We were a little light last week. I think we only did one. But we're gonna make up for it this week, aren't we, Tom?
Yeah, I don't even remember what I was doing last week, but
It wasn't been more fun than making
it's
videos.
July, it's Michigan. I'm not overly focused on business.
I feel you. I feel you. I wasn't complaining either. But today, um, this morning, and those of you who read my LinkedIn posts probably already have some insight into what we're going to
All
talk about
seven of
today.
you.
That's right. Is it that many? I didn't think we had. My numbers have gone up. Um, but I got an Indeed email this morning for a position for a vice president of transformation. And I was
Ooh.
intrigued by the job description for something like that. Um, and so I decided that I would read the post, which I did.
Uh-oh.
And what I learned from reading that post was interesting because there were words, as are so often used in a post, a job listing, that belie the culture of the organization. And I picked out two that stood out to me as being indicative of what you and I tend to refer to as a command and control hierarchical structure. And that is, you will run things, you will own things. And the word run I may have only come up once, but the word own came up a lot. You own this, you own that. And I couldn't help thinking to myself, well, if I was a really good leader, I would own my team. I would take ownership of the teams. And by that I mean I would take responsibility for making sure that they're doing good work. Because if they go off the rails and I do nothing about it, that's on me to allow that to happen. But as long as they're doing good work, I don't own any of it. Except mission, vision, and values. You got to own that. And they didn't mention mission, vision, or values anywhere in the listing.
So what did you conclude about this opportunity presented to you by Indeed by sending you this nice email?
Well, I concluded that they don't have an intentional culture, that they have an organic culture. And, organic cultures are the default.
Yeah.
This is what you get if you do nothing, is you get command and control. Because the people in an intentional culture, part of what makes it intentional is being very specific about the kinds of people and the skills that they have that you promote into leadership. If you don't have an intentional culture, the people that end up in leadership are the people that really want to be there, which are almost always, not always, but almost always the wrong people. And so if your organization is already infiltrated by a bunch of people who aren't the right kind of people to lead the organization, and you hire somebody to do a cultural transformation, they got to start with the other leadership. Good luck with
You have
that.
a V, you create a role and you call it VP of transformation. Like that's I already know they're in trouble because they named the role that. And I'm like, that's not how transformation happens ever. Like ever. That's how you isolate it and kill it so you can talk about what you're doing it, but no one really has to be accountable. Oh my gosh. a VP of transformation.
Literally doomed to fail just on the job title alone.
So you triggered me with your post this morning, and it was the thing I was most interested in talking about today. So I'm glad we're in alignment. I was running my peer mentoring program, which was one of my favorite programs to run, really about equipping frontline managers to think more experimentally. And I can't think of anything more relevant right now in the age of AI than that, right? How to teach them to think about and run experiments, how to build at least their team and their abilities up on our values of data and trust. And I was running the program, and about halfway through, this is like a year-long program. This is 15 years ago when I was running this. One of the guys, his name was Tom, which is perfect for this group. His name was Tom, comes up to me and he goes, "Tom." I'm like, "Yes, Tom." It's a lot like you're in my conversations. And he's like, "You keep talking about agile." He's like, "Nothing in this organization is aligned to want to be agile." And I was like, huh. That's interesting. I'm gonna look into that. And so I went and I got they had this little blue book that was their mission, vision, values, and even their goals, their overarching goals for the coming year as set by the board of directors. And I did a multiple criteria analysis from the very top all the way down, like multiple analyses with weightings and adjustments, a very formal analytical structure to look at what they wrote about their core mission, what they wrote about their vision, what they wrote about their values, and what they wrote about their focus criteria. And you know what I discovered when I was done? No part of them was interested in Agile. From it. And when I finally did the calculation, sat down and did it, because I've been an analyst for pretty much my whole life. So I know very formal analysis techniques. I was both first proud of how well I traced everything all the way through, and then slightly appalled that I didn't begin the engagement by doing that.
Right. Like, why did I waste all this time to get here?
I'm clearly going to make no progress. And had I done that from the very beginning, which is how you approach things, Tom, where you're like, no, 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 before we do anything else, we're gonna look at these things and discover what they're in alignment in. And if they're not in alignment with what you're asking me to do, I'm going to ask you either to revisit seriously as a management team and update them, or I'm going to say, great, let me find someone who can help you with what you're trying to do, because that is not what I do, because I can see that I'm out of alignment with what you're trying to do. Either of those, you and I consider a really great outcome now.
Yeah.
Like we know people who'll give you great techniques for traditional management. And if that's where you want to be, I'm like, I got great consultants who can help you with that. It's not what we do.
I tend to be a little more crass in that, and just saying, look, I see no pathway to success for me here.
Yes. I like to get the referral. Because they come the other way.
No, you make a good point. I mean, but how often would somebody who's used to consulting in command and control organizations where they're dealing with politics all day and trying to move the needle a tiny bit, no matter how much effort it takes, and then they finally get a client like the type that we like to work with, you think they're going to turn them over to us?
Yeah.
No way, Tom.
They might if they don't have anything else to offer them, or if it's tangential. Like, well, I'm gonna do another class this month for one of our national labs because of a referral that came in.
Yeah.
From a friend who does consulting, but not the way I do.
Yeah.
And not the way you and I do. So that's just my thought. It's like, look, this is real. Your observation is real. You can see it. You and I can spot it in maybe I'm going to brainstorm live on camera for everyone else, but maybe we should automate an AI outreach where all we do is read through job descriptions.
And send them an
We look for,
analysis of their organization based on their
we
job
teach our
postings.
AI on our corpus. It tells us which of these there's no hope for. And we
Yeah.
send off an early letter to everyone we can in leadership at that organization going, look, we wrote a free 8-page paper on why this role you're hiring has no hope. Here's the summary paragraph, and here's where you're going south. And you'll probably ignore this letter and ignore us. But remember us a year from now when this fails, or give us a call now and we'll show you how not to make this fail.
Or we could just do a new video series in addition to these podcasts where we just highlight a company that's looking has job postings. Each week we pick a company that had a job posting, and we have our AI evaluated against our knowledge base, which we both have LLMs that have digested our book and a lot of our other content that we've built that knows how to look at something through our lens.
Yeah. Enough so that like you and I could just find almost any job posting. You and I could first do the analysis for, it'd probably take us a read through and we could score it on a scale of 1 to 10. What I'd do is I'd score it first myself because I don't want to be overly biased by my AI. And then when I ask my AI, who's trained on how I think, I ask it, what do you think I would think of this job posting? That's literally the type of question I ask.
Meta-analysis.
And then I compare what it says that it thinks I would think with the notes I took on how I think. And almost always it does a better job of thinking how I think than I do. At least it's willing to express it in clearer and more elaborate language.
Exactly.
Writing
it all down is cheap for an AI.
I think that might be fun to do.
Okay.
Yeah, let's put that in the mix and do that on someone. Should we name the company when we're doing it? Probably.
That
would be brutal.
When we're on the Amazon bestseller list, you can bet we're going to be doing that one for sure.
All right. That's it for today. That's all I got.
All right. Well, this was fun as usual. Do you have a hiring story where you saw in the job posting things that caused you to be concerned and then found out that you were right to be concerned later when you got the job? I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, but please don't forget to click that subscribe button. I know everyone on YouTube says, please click the subscribe button. We all do it because that's how this works. So sorry for bugging you, but we would love you to do that. And if you would like to do a digital transformation and fix your culture while you're transforming, we can help with that. We can help with both the digital transformation and the cultural transformation.
Doesn't even need to be digital. It's just you and I that's our background. It can just be transformation.
Right.
We love working for, like, I don't know, a food service company where we'll probably touch something digital because you almost can't in any transformation.
Yeah.
But there are so many other more interesting things that you can transform as well.
Right. But I've done many digital transformations, and we have people working with us that have as well. So we can do that part of it too. And if you would like some help, reach out to us at beintentional.biz, and we'd be happy to talk with you. And until next time, this is Tom.
And Tom.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.